Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be testing out light cruisers versus heavy cruisers. We're going to be going head to head with two fleets, 10 apiece. And it's going to be in the central Mediterranean. And this is the first type of light cruiser that I built. It stacks the most light attack that you can get. And the speed is 27.6. We're running level 1 engines here and level 1 armor, so a very cheap build here. Let's go ahead and put these guys out. So the first thing we're gonna do, turn the AI off here. We'll put them on patrol in the central Mediterranean, then tag switch to England. Okay, the English fleet here, we have our first heavy cruiser design that stacks more of like a light attack. As you can see, it's got a level 2 engine here. So the speed is 28, level 1 armor. And we've got 2 of the medium batteries here, level 2. So there is 18 heavy attack for this design. As you can see on the heavy cruisers, we cannot put light cruiser battery and we cannot put dual purpose guns or light battery 2s. So we've got a secondary battery 2 over here. The production cost is 5,000. So it's actually production cost wise about the same. So let's throw it in there and see how we do. For the light cruiser side, the light guns, so it tallies everything up for us here, so, which is kind of nice. But the light attack is 261 as opposed to the heavy cruiser side. The light attack is going to be 108 and the heavy attack is going to be 162. So overall, the attack on the right side is greater if you combine light and heavy attack. But on the left side with the light cruisers, the light attack is much more. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so as you can see, 4 heavy cruisers were lost to 0 of the German light cruiser 2s or CL2s were lost, and the rest retreated. Let's go ahead and test this out again. We've got a second navy here of heavy cruisers that are stacking heavy attack. So as you can see here, all the modules that I possibly can have a heavy cruiser battery. And then we've got the secondary battery over here, second battery 2. I didn't put any AA in just to make the design cheap. And again, the engine is level 2. As you can see, the max speed is a little slower because it's got heavier equipment on this design. Okay, so here is a CL level 1, a light cruiser level 1. And as you can see, the production cost is 500 less. So I'm going to call this design the glass cannon, and it stacks up 24 light attack. The max speed is 25. So it's actually a little slower than the heavy cruisers. It only has the engine level 1 and armor level 1. So let's see how it does against the opposing navy here. So we'll put it on patrol, put it in the central med. Okay, the two navies are meeting. So there's roughly 350 attack on the heavy cruiser side and 216 on the light cruiser side. So much more attack on the heavy cruiser side, as well as speed. There's a little bit more speed on the heavy cruiser side. And the light attack on the light cruiser side is 216. All right, so let's see. So these light cruisers, the cheapest design, clap the heavy cruisers. Absolutely shellac them for 5 kills. Outstanding. So I would say I've tested this out a few times now in different ways. And this stack of 10 CL1s can go up against a big boy navy on the UK side of like Capitals, like a battle cruiser or 2, CLs, you know, HCs, and a bunch of destroyers, and still win, even though there's like only 10 light cruisers here. I'm telling you, on the opposition side of like a real fleet that's like mixed with like 20 different ships, this fleet of 10 light cruisers still wins out. And this is IC efficient. So I'm going to call this the glass cannon. And this is going to be my meta design for By Blood Alone. And I would refit as close as possible to this design. Completely ignore engines and completely ignore armor refits. They don't appear to do anything. Stacking light attack appears to be the best way of dealing damage head to head. And if you're having trouble with, say, capital ships, then build Nav 2 to complement that. I'll go ahead and show you my Nav 2 design here. So this is the most IC efficient Nav design that I have found so far. The production cost is 33. And the key here is you're not going to be able to increase or decrease your naval attack. It's basically going to be capped at 12. But what you can do is increase surface detection and sub detection. You can also increase max speed and range. So this design right here gives you that extra boost of max speed and range. And with the improved naval bomber airframe, you get an air defense that's a little better than the Naval Bomber 1. And I tested this out head to head against Naval Bomber 1 unupgraded, and IC adjusted the testing, and sure enough, you lose less of these planes and you kill about the same number of ships. So that's right. IC adjusted, you kill the same number of ships, you just lose less of these, and they can also, I think, run more sorties and do a wider range, so it might work better in other situations as well instead of just the central med here. And finally, let's take a look at how to refit our heavy cruisers. Okay, so we're here in UK, and this is what I would refit my heavy cruisers to be. So essentially, it's taking your heavy cruiser and then actually applying the light cruiser battery 2 to all the slots that you possibly can, keeping the engines and the armor the same, and making sure that you have the second battery 2 right there. And that's going to stack up as much light attack as you possibly can, and it will turn your heavy cruiser into a CL1. And this is the best way of stacking light attack and winning the Navy in Hearts of Iron 4. If you have better methods, please leave them down below. But this is the best method that I've found so far. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoy this type of content. And I'll see you on the next one.